A visual tour of what they don't want you to know about electrical circuits. 10 trillion% of the current produced is wasted. The scalar potential is a harmonic set of phase conjugate longitudinal electromagnetic wave pairs. The dipole is a true negative resistor. The dipole's broken 3 symmetry initiates a spreading giant negentropic reordering of a fraction of the vacuum's energy. Energy flow contours surrounding a transmission line. And Poynting energy flow components. The Heaviside component is often 10 trillion times the Poynting component, but is simply wasted in ordinary single-pass energy circuits. Negative resistance process and positive resistance process. Lorenz's integration trick to discard the enormous Heaviside non-diverged energy flow component. The structure is a harmonic set of longitudinal phase conjugate wave pairs. In each wave pair the two waves superpose after detection, but travel in opposite directions. The convergent wave set is in the imaginary plane, and hence is not observable. It is electromagnetic energy incoming to the potential, dipolarity, from the time domain. The charge's spin is 720 degrees, 360 in the real plane and 360 in the imaginary plane. Hence the charge receives the complex convergent electromagnetic energy, transduces into real electromagnetic energy, and emits enormous energy at the speed of light in all directions, which includes bidirectional pairs in 3 space, after the reaction, being after observation. This produces the fields and potentials from the source charge or dipole. Mandel and Shaw argue that the scalar, time-polarized, photon and longitudinal photon are observable only in similar pairs, which then makes the instantaneous scalar potential. Thus their quantum field theory work strongly supports the negative resistor interpretation of the scalar potential and our solution to the source charge and source dipole problem. The scalar potential is a harmonic set of phase conjugate longitudinal M waves. Receives enormous electromagnetic energy in complex plane, similar to reactive power. Transduces it into real electromagnetic energy and emits it in all directions at the speed of light. The emitted electromagnetic energy forms the fields and potentials and their energy, across space, from this source dipole. Basis established by E.T. Whittaker, on the partial differential equations of mathematical physics. Broken 3-space symmetry initiates jump to 4-space symmetry between complex plane and real plane. Energy flow is now conserved in 4-space, but not in 3-space. This is the true negative resistor effect, and a negentropic reordering of the vacuum. Reordering is into form of Whittaker harmonic set of bidirectional electromagnetic longitudinal wave pairs. Reordering is totally deterministic. Electromagnetic energy flow converging on dipole in the complex plane, non-observable. Electromagnetic energy flow diverging from dipole in real 3-space, observable. The dipole's broken 3 symmetry initiates a spreading giant negentropic reordering of a fraction of the vacuum's energy. Non-local, non-divergent, this huge Heaviside component misses the circuit and is not intercepted. It is wasted. Tiny sheath Poynting component strikes surface charges and is diverged in conductors to power the circuit. Contours are in watts per square meter, if interacted with a unit point static charge and the energy collected. More charge at each point will collect more watts per square meter at each point. Heaviside component, non-diverged. Poynting component diverged. Drude electron gas. Heaviside and Poynting energy flow components. The Heaviside component is often 10 trillion times the Poynting component, but is simply wasted in ordinary single-pass energy flow circuits. Negative resistance process and positive resistance process. A negative resistor receives energy in unusable form, transduces it, and outputs it in usable form. A positive resistor receives energy in usable form, and scatters it into unusable form. Lorentz surface integration. Actual S in and S out. If the S vector is integrated over the closed surface, then all non-diverged energy flow is zeroed, leaving only the very small component of the input S flow that is powering the Joule heating of the resistor. In short, only the small component of the S-flow that is intercepted and diverged into the conductors by their surface charges, powering the electrons and then dissipated out of the resistor as Joule heating. The Lorentz procedure arbitrarily discards the enormous heaviside component that misses the circuit entirely and is wasted. This results in a non sequitur of first magnitude in energy flow theory.